Hello and welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. I'm your host, Gabe Peterson, and this is the place investors go to gain actionable advice, learn about current market trends, and hear war stories from other professional investors out there in the field today. Before we get started, I have two quick housekeeping items for you. First, if you like this episode, we would very much appreciate a like, subscribe, and share. It is the best way to support the show and keep it running far into the future. Second, if you're a new investor looking to get started in real estate or an experienced investor looking to take your investing to the next level, I've created an ebook just for you that will cover how to find deals that are actually deals, how to finance those deals with little to no money down, and how to exit those deals for maximum value. On top of that, I throw in an insane amount of free bonuses that you'll have access to once you buy the ebook. All I charge is our admin costs to keep this show running. So if you're serious about real estate investing and want to create both active and passive income as an investor, head on over to the website at therealestateinvestingclub.com and click on the button that says get the ebook in the upper right-hand corner to grab yourself a copy. With that said, let's dive right in. Today we have a very special guest with us, ready to drop some investor knowledge on you. So buckle up, grab your pen and paper, and enjoy the ride. All right, we are back with another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. Today we have with us Tony Javier. Tony is the owner of an Inc. 5000 rated real estate investment company. He has been investing in real estate since 2001 and has done close to 1,000 flips. I don't know the math there, but I'm sure that's a lot per month. Since Tony has automated his real estate investing business, he concentrates his time on helping real estate investors through his masterminds, gap funding, and TV program that shows real estate investors how to grow their business through TV commercials. I am super excited for this conversation because, Tony, I have never done TV, like I said before this, so I'm super excited. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great. Not many people have done TV. That's why I love talking about it. It's usually a new conversation.
Perfect. So as I was saying before the show, we always start with stories on the Real Estate Investing Club. So why don't you take us back to the beginning? How'd you get started in real estate in the first place?
Yeah, so I started 2001, like you said. I bought an info product on TV called No Down Payment by Carlton Sheets.
Nice.
Could be a little bit before your time, Gabe, but yeah, he was old guru back in the day that used to sell that. And I think he sold it up until maybe the last decade or so. He ended up passing away recently. Carlton Sheets did. But anyway, spent $200 on a course, bought it on a late night an infomercial.
You're the one that got.
Yeah. I'm the one that did it. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people bought that course and, you know, I talked to a lot of people that have bought it, and I'm one of the only few that I know that have actually used it and implemented it. But it's a very simple concept. It was a very simple course. Just, you know, find good properties. If you find good properties, you can find the money, get other people to invest in your properties. That's the no money down concept. And I still use that concept to this day. We still have a ton of private lenders we pay nice money to fund our deals. And then I also lend my money out to other people as well with gap funding, like you briefly mentioned. So yeah, 2001, 20 years, the first 10 years are way different than these last 10 years.
2008,
first 10
right?
years, what's that?
2008, right?
No, not really, because Wichita, Kansas is that's where my market is. So I live in San Diego, but I invest in Wichita, Kansas. But it wasn't the market. The market was fine. Actually, the market helped me because I was able to find a lot of foreclosures and pre-foreclosures when it was happening. But Wichita, Kansas didn't take a huge dip, right? So the rental properties I own, the flips I didn't take a bath like some of the bigger markets, right? And so the first 10 years was a lot of me not asking for help, making a lot of the same mistakes, hiring the wrong people, not having good systems in place. And it finally took me until about 2010 to have a mental breakdown, like literally fire my whole staff because they were lying, stealing, not showing up, all these things, right? And then I just made like drastic changes, right? So Tony Robbins says, when you want to do something, you have to take massive action. So I ended up hiring my sister, who I paid twice as much as anybody I've ever paid before. And she's been a game changer. She's still with me to this day, 10 or 11 years later. I started asking for help. I started getting coaching, started going to mastermind events. Like I just completely changed the way that I did business. And so from 2010 to about 2014, built out a whole team where it didn't need me anymore. My business from that time in 2014 has been very automated. To this day, I only work a few hours a week on my real estate business. And I have a lot of other businesses that I'm doing now. So yeah, that's the kind of the journey that I've been on and kind of where I'm at now.
No, I love it. I mean, there's so many different directions we can take this. I really do want to get into the TV, but before we do that, I kind of want to go deeper into that story because it's really good. You kind of went through the gamut in the first 10 years. You were doing it yourself, which I know so many people. I mean, I know myself. I just started out a solopreneur, if you will, in the real estate business, and it can just drag you, or it can really run you down. So you were in that model, and then finally, 10 years into it, you cleaned house. You said, what I'm doing is not working. I need to make changes. And you got yourself a team. You got yourself some community, a mentorship program. So it sounds like all of that really was the key to flipping the switch and turning it up for you.
No doubt about it. You have to have the right people in your life and your business. It goes from your personal life all the way to business. So hiring the right people, having the right people on your team. I could go on for hours about how to build that out, but basically it's, hire the right people, build a good culture, treat them right, that kind of thing. And then surrounding yourself with the right people, right? So it's like, if you want to be somewhere, surround yourself with the people that have been there or are going somewhere, right? Mm-hmm. And so, I love high-level masterminds. I run high-level masterminds myself. I associate myself with the best of the best, and that raises my game up and takes me to a whole new level. And I hire coaches. I hire coaches that, can take me to another level and invest in myself. And that's something I didn't do the first 10 years. I didn't take care of myself. My business was my life, and that was it. And now, it's a much different model where, I take care of myself first. I hire people to help me get somewhere instead of me dragging myself down, trying to do everything. And the last thing I'll say about that is entrepreneurs, not just real estate investors, try and do everything themselves. And they think they're the best at everything, and they should do it because they care the most about XYZ. But the fact is that for me, at least, and I know it probably is this way for a lot of people, is I didn't like doing what I was doing at the time, project management, meeting with sellers, all that kind of stuff. And people can do things better than you. You have to admit, like, you have to get in that mindset. There's always somebody better that can do your job better than you. You have to find them, hire them, delegate, and get that stuff out of your hair, because you need to be looking at your business from a high level perspective and being able to make those big decisions. But when you're in the weeds and meeting contractors and getting frustrated with all that, all those little details, you just can't make those decisions nearly as effectively.
Yep. No, absolutely. It reminds me of the E-Myth Mastery and the 4-Hour Work Week. Both are really big on the automation and then kind of getting yourself out of in the business and working on the business. So I like that idea. And I know from experience, you were talking about hiring people to kind of help you in the areas that you need, that you may lack. I know in my own experience that even partnerships can help this, because one of my partners, he is just killer when it comes to acquisitions and talking with sellers. I was doing it for a while. I thought I was good, but I'm not good when it comes to him. So you really got to look at people's strengths and know where they should be for sure. All right. So we're a little bit into this. I love your story. I'd like to go deeper into it, but I want to know about TV commercials. It's something I've never done. I've seen people do it to success, but I've never talked to somebody who's gone down that route. So tell us about TV. Like how does this work in terms of, and are you talking about only single family, or is this also commercial that you do TV for?
No, this is all single family. I don't know that we've ever really bought a commercial deal or got commercial leads off of our commercials. It's pretty much catered to, because we're professional home buyers. So there's not going to be too many commercial people calling us. So the way that it happened is back in 2012, I went to a poker game. A guy that I'd just become friends with invited me to a poker game. And I sat down at the table and I recognized the guy across from me. And I'm like, actually, he was right next to me. And I'm like, that guy's on TV, like, and it kind of was that little celebrity kind of like, ooh, ah, kind of thing for a minute. And he was just a normal guy. We just kind of started talking. I'm like, how are those TV commercials doing for you? I see you all the time. And he's like, man, they're killer. It's a construction company.
Oh, nice.
And he's like, man, we make so much money out those commercials. He's like, let me connect you with my guy that helps me buy the commercials. And, maybe you want to do commercials. I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I ended up meeting with a guy, really liked him. His name's Drew. And he showed me what commercials were all about. And he's like, you know what, let's do this. Let me go look at stations. You gave me your demographic. You gave me everything I need. Let me go to the stations, put together a schedule for you. So he comes back to me and I'm like, this is pretty affordable. Let's try it. So he helps me produce the commercial, helps come up with scripts, the whole thing. And within, I don't know, 30 days, 45 days, whatever it was, we're on TV. And so I spent $3,000 my first month, made $35,000 the first month.
And I was saying no to that.
And I'm like, okay, let's keep going. And so it just, snowballed from there. So, the last 9 years, it's built just, a huge brand for me. It's built a celebrity status in my market. Everybody knows who I am. Everybody, when it comes to real estate, they think of me from the investment standpoint. Nobody's bought, as far as I know, more houses in Wichita than we have. And, a lot of it has to do with commercials. So I like to talk about the 5 benefits of commercials. It just kind of lines out exactly what the benefits are because, people think about TV commercials and they're like, well, is that really expensive? What is it all about? So if you don't mind, I'll just cover those 5 top benefits of TV.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah. So first thing is credibility. It just, the credibility factor is huge, right? Because if you're sending text messages and postcards and things like that, I mean, what kind of credibility is that, right? Yep. So think about the brands out there that you've seen on TV, Lucky Charms, Magically Delicious, right? You think, when you go buy cereal, you think of them, or Tony Tiger, they're great. They have such a foothold and they're such big brands because of TV, right? You go and you buy cereal, chances are you're going to buy one of those brands that you've seen on TV. Credibility, you've seen them. They feel like, or you feel like you know them, like them, and trust them. Same thing with my commercials, right? So second thing is that there is little to no competition. I mean, you even mentioned yourself. I think maybe you said you knew somebody that had potentially done commercials, but all the time when I talk about it, they're like, I've never heard anybody doing motivated seller TV commercials, right? There's not many people doing it. There are now because I'm teaching a lot of people how to do it. But, as of, a year ago, there still aren't that many people doing it. I mean, I'm still like just touching the surface on how many people I'm getting to help implement TV commercials and all that kind of stuff. But still, there's not much competition. And it's something that has built a ton of longevity for me as well, and has been the most consistent form of leads. And it's because there's not much competition. And then surprisingly, it's not as expensive as you think. And the number 3 benefit is the high ROI because it's not as expensive, but you can reach a lot of people in a short amount of time, and because there's not much competition. So when you get those leads, most likely you're the only one going on that appointment, as opposed to postcards. If you're buying a list, there's 10 to 20 other investors buying that list, right? And so the ROI is very high. For some reason, those leads are much more motivated, and we make more money on those deals. We get right now we get over 10 times return. It's actually technically 11 times return on our investment from TV commercials. You can't say that about anything else except for maybe text messaging, but that's so time consuming, which leads me to number 4, which is it's very automated. I call it high return on time. I spent 3 hours last year on TV commercials. That's it. So I filmed 2 new commercials just to freshen things up. I met with my media buyer a couple of times, looked at our schedules. That's it. 3 hours, right? I mean, with texting, cold calling, those kinds of things, you spend probably 3 hours a day. If you're doing it yourself, probably more, but even if you're managing it, you're probably still looking through the text messages and, trying to figure out messages and why stuff's getting blocked and, all that kind of stuff. So very high return on time. Once you get a really good message and it works, I've gone, I think 18, somewhere between 12 and 18 months straight with the same commercial because it was still producing. Right.
Yeah.
And then number 5 is, and I kind of touched on it, is high quality leads. So if you get text message leads, cold calling leads, right? Those are usually a lot of tire kickers you have to go through. Whereas if someone picks up the phone and they're calling you from a TV commercial, chances are they are a motivated seller ready to do something because something resonated with them on the commercial that's like, okay, I need to look at selling. So the leads, you don't like the cost per lead. People ask me about the cost per lead. It doesn't matter because I don't mind paying. I don't say I pay this much. My cost per lead is probably $600 per lead, $600 per lead. I would pay $3,000 per lead as long as the ROI is there. If I'm getting 5 to 10x on my money, if I'm even getting 3x on my money on something that's as automated as TV that builds such brand awareness and credibility, then even a 3x return is great. But we're getting much higher than that. So those are the benefits. And one other thing I'll say is that it helps all your other forms of marketing. A lot of people who come to me, they're sick of all the other marketing methods that aren't working nearly as well. But even if they are working okay for them, we know that TV works in conjunction with those. So like someone will, people call us all the time. We'll be like, hey, we got your postcard in the mail. We got 10 other postcards or 5 other postcards. We called you and you only because we know your brand. So what can you do? If we can't get a deal, maybe we'll call those other people, but we get in front of those people first. And usually we get the deal because they know us, they've seen us for so long and they recognize us. Right. And then, I could go on and on, with all the other forms of marketing that helps us, but it's been something that's completely changed my business and it's changing the business of the people that we're helping do it as well.
Before we continue on with today's guest, I want to tell you guys about a community I'm launching on School to help investors like yourself grow your own portfolio. In this community, you'll get access to all the docs I use, all the systems I've built, everything I've used to grow my own portfolio, as well as instructions and guidance on how to get out there and find great deals, how to finance those deals, and then how to manage them for great returns. Since we're just launching it, the price will be set at a measly $20 per month, and whatever price you join at is the price you'll have for life. We will be increasing the price as the group grows, so if you're at all interested in growing your portfolio along other investors, now is the time to join. I will put the link somewhere in the bio or on our podcast website at therealestateinvestingclub.com, so if you are interested, head on over there. With that said, let's get back to the podcast. Man, that is awesome. First of all, there's so many different questions that pop into my mind. When did you start this? When did you start your first commercial?
2012.
2012. Oh yeah, you mentioned that earlier. Okay, cool. Well, before I jump into those questions, I'm just going to real quick do a summary of the 5 reasons why everybody should consider TV at least. So first, you said credibility, and I 100% agree with this. Just because I have this podcast, dealing with sellers, I know that if you're on some sort of medium out there that shows a degree of authority, it does wonders for your credibility when you're talking with sellers. So that totally makes sense to me. Low competition also makes a lot of sense. I've met maybe one person in my life who does TV commercials. Here in Washington, I can't think of anybody that I would automatically think of to be on TV. So again, it makes a lot of sense. And it's cool that it's not as expensive. You said high ROI because it's just not as expensive as you'd think. It probably is dependent upon the market, but it makes sense. And then automated and high quality leads, both of them also make sense. High quality, especially leads, because people, they saw you on TV. This is them actually picking up the phone and calling you. They didn't, as you said, they don't have a ton of letters. So you've sold me so far. A few questions I have for time slots. Are you doing this? Is this like infomercials midnight, or is this like a daytime thing? How does it generally work?
Yeah. So the great thing over the last 9 years, I have a lot of data. And so we've tweaked the schedules and we've done a lot of different things to see what works best. So basically we do local stations. So we make sure that when we or our students are on TV, that we are on local stations. That way, if someone has, believe it or not, people still have antennas and they get, TV from that. And
my parents are one of those people.
Are they really? That's funny. So local stations. And so like YouTube TV and, all those, what do you call them? Wi-Fi or whatever you call, those different types of, things have popped up over the years. They usually have local stations. So we're on those. And then we know what our demographic is. So we pick shows based on the demographic. So we do some late night stuff that you get some cheap late night stuff. We have some daytime stuff. We have some different shows that we've gotten on because it's low cost and it's our demographic. So yeah, we know what works and that's what we implement for us and our students.
That makes sense. So you're buying, when you go in and you buy the media, you're buying a show, a time slot for that show. So like Days of Our Lives or something like that. So you're able to kind of figure out what that show's demographic is and then decide whether that fits with who you would be reaching out to or not. That's pretty cool. I never thought about that. How about the production process? Is that I imagine like this studio where you got to do all this stuff. I'm sure you could just shoot it on your phone if you needed to, but what is the production like?
Yeah, it's really simple. So when I first did my first commercial, I was pretty nervous going into it because I don't have a great memory, and I'm like, okay, I need to practice this. But it was super simple because I only do like 1 or 2 lines on camera. The rest of it, there's images and stuff that's flashing. So all I have to do is read most of it. And my media guy was instrumental in doing that and helping me with that because he was able to talk me through it. He helped me put the scripts together. He was there to, help me, talk through it. And so now it's fun. Like I actually did one this morning. So now that I have a lot of students throughout the country, I like to test a lot of things. So I'm spending more time on TV. So I shot another one this morning. And actually I shot at the same time a commercial for one of my students because I encourage my students to be on camera because I want them to be the authority and the credibility. But some people have the real estate license or there's other factors that they're like, I just don't want to be on there. So I've started doing some of the commercials for people, nice. But it's fun. I like it. I mean, it's exciting to jump on camera and get a message out and do video.
Very cool. Well, hey, if I were in single family, I would definitely be jumping on this. I'm not sure how effective it would be with commercial, but sounds like a lot of fun. Sounds like a very effective channel. I got to push us into the quick question round. We've already passed our 20-minute mark. So are you ready? Ready to move on?
Let's do it.
All right. So we always start with books. I'm a big bookie. So give me 2 book recommendations, one for general life wisdom and one for real estate in general.
Oh, wow. Life wisdom is, what's it called? This Michael Singer. Oh gosh, I'll come back to it here in a minute. I just read a book and I bought into their coaching program called the 12-week year. So they break down the year into 12 weeks or your goals into 12 weeks as opposed to a full year. So that way you can laser focus on 12 weeks. Michael Singer, look him up. He's got a book. I can't remember it. I'll think about it here in a minute.
I'm looking at it. It says The Untethered Soul.
Untethered Soul. Yes. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome. He's a very spiritual guy. He doesn't go too deep, but it's like just the mindset and how your mind works. And it's like you listen to it and you're like, man, I do that all the time. So it's good stuff.
Love it. All right, moving on. Next question is for your younger self. So if you could go back to the Tony who knew nothing about real estate and go back to him, look him in the eye and give him one piece of advice moving forward.
I'll give you 2. One would be do TV. There was 11 years I wish I would have done TV. But really the main thing is if you want to be somewhere and do something, especially when you first start in business, find someone who is there or can help you get there, a mentor, a coach, something of that nature, or go work for somebody who's doing what you want to do at a high level. That's one thing I wish I would have done at 21 years old is gone and worked for somebody. My personality probably wouldn't have been able to take it because I'm just that kind of personality. I'm unemployable. But being around someone and working for someone or having a mentor that's doing things at a high level and asking for advice. Like I said, I didn't ask for advice the first 10 years. So that's what I do.
Nice mentorship. I like that one. I'm kind of the same way, but I wish I would have just like jumped into maybe a flipping company out there, just been their project manager or something like that to really understand how it worked.
Yeah.
All right. Next question is habits. So habits are the foundation of our life. Pick one habit that you feel contributes the most to your overall health, well-being, happiness, and success.
Honestly, I could probably pick from 50 habits because I'm a big proponent of like doing things daily that like really help me. But if I could pick one thing, I would say I have a list of daily questions I ask myself in the morning.
Oh, nice.
I don't have time to go over all of them, but basically is like, what are 3 words to describe who I want to be today? What's one thing I can do for somebody else? What are the top 3 things that if I did those and that's it, that would move the needle forward? And yes, there's a whole slew of questions. And so I do a little meditation and then I ask myself those questions in the morning, and it just gets me fired up to know exactly like who I need to be, how I need to act, and like what things I need to get done, as opposed to, a lot of people get up, they start checking their email and text messages and Facebook and all that, and then they just get lost in the mix. And I still do that every once in a while. I catch myself getting into emails and I'm like, wait, I got to step back and like plan my day and just refocus. And then once I do that, like the days that I do my questions compared to the days I don't are completely different.
Nice. I love it. I've never done the question thing, but I can see how that would kind of orient your mind towards, where you want to be versus, the day-to-day things that just kind of pop up all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So moving on. And this one is for investing itself. Sounds like you are very hyper-focused in Memphis, but if you could choose one area in the United States, anywhere that you feel is you're really excited about investing in, what would that place be?
Well, actually, I'm focused in Wichita.
Wichita.
That's okay. I live in San Diego. But if you're saying if I could invest somewhere, my next investment property will probably be in Hawaii. We're actually going there here in a few months. I love it there. We'll get a vacation home there sometime soon. So that would probably be it so that I could spend more time there.
Love it. I love it. I feel like there's been a mass exodus from investors moving to Hawaii. I know like just tons of them. Investors are just going out there all the time. All right. And the last question, this one is for everybody who's listening and watching. You've given us a lot of good wisdom when it comes to TV. I'm sure people want to reach out. What's the best way for them to do that?
Yeah, go to realestatemasters.tv.com. Again, realestatemasters.tv.com. So Real Estate Masters is a mastermind that I run, but the TV part is how I help students implement TV. So I not only teach them everything that I know in the last 9 years from doing TV, but I also produce commercials. We'll buy the media, negotiate. We'll pretty much do the whole thing for you. So yeah, if you go to realestatemasters.tv.com, you can apply. We only do so many spots per market. So if you want to see if your market's available, go there and apply, and you will talk to me directly.
All right. Sounds good. And I will put that URL in the show notes. So if you guys want to reach out to Tony, I will put that, just click on the little more in the description. That'll pop down the full description. In there, you'll be able to find that URL to click through and say hi. Man, it is late in the day. My mouth is not working. So Tony, that is it. Thank you very much for hopping on the show.
Thanks for having me, Gabe. I really appreciate you, man.
Absolutely. For everybody who's here with us today, thank you guys for showing up. You are the reason that we do this, so we appreciate having you here. Other than that, I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic week. Keep rocking real estate, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode as much as I enjoyed putting it on, and we're able to pull some actionable advice that you can apply in your own investing today in the field. Before you go, we have a gift for you. If you're a new investor looking to get started or an established investor looking to take your investing to the next level, I've created an ebook just for you, available on our website. This ebook will cover how I was able to create both active and passive income in real estate with very little money to start with. In it, I will address the 3 most often cited obstacles new and veteran investors run into by showing you how to find deals that are actually deals, how to finance a deal with little to no money down, and how to exit those deals for maximum value. And if you get the ebook today, I am throwing in a bundle of bonuses, 7 of them to be exact. The first one will be the off-market lead generation blueprint, which will take you through the exact systems and processes we use to generate off-market leads like clockwork, which is the most important skill when it comes to creating wealth in real estate. The second bonus is the A to Z REI Systems and Vendors Guide, which will allow you to peek under the hood of our business and see the exact tools, systems, and even the vendors we use to see the success that we do. And the third bonus is the top 100 best performing keywords pack, which will give you the exact keywords we use to target motivated sellers online using PPC ads. The fourth bonus is our contracts bundle for wholesaling and renting real estate, which will give you access to all the contracts we use in the field to execute all different types of transactions. After that is the Investors Quick Analysis Calculator and Offer Tool, which will allow you to quickly calculate whether a deal is an actual deal and will allow you to create an offer automagically from those calculations. This is a lot of bonuses that I said. I'm just going to keep going down the list. Number 6 is the Investors Daily Success Tracker, which is a tracker you can use to ensure you are taking the right actions day in and day out to reach your financial goals in real estate. And the last bonus is the Wholesalers Template for Quick Assignment Cash, which will give you the templates we use to present our wholesale deals professionally and efficiently to our buyers. Whew, that is a bundle. So it's a mouthful. You get all of those bonuses for free when you download the ebook. All we charge is the admin cost to run the show. So if you're interested in the ebook and the bonus bundle, head on over to the website at therealestateinvestingclub.com. Click on Get the Ebook Bundle at the top of the page to take advantage of that deal. And with that said, I hope you have a fantastic day and even better week. Keep rocking real estate, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.
All right, before I officially sign off, I have a quick announcement to make. If you're interested in becoming a passive investor in one of my deals, my own company, Kaizen Properties, is looking for capital partners for our upcoming projects. We invest in what are known as recession-resistant assets, mainly self-storage facilities, mobile home and RV parks, and industrial properties. If you're interested in investing and would like to learn a little bit more about my company, our investing criteria, and some of the previous projects we've done, go to the Real Estate Investing Club podcast at therealestateinvestingclub.com and scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page. Click on the Invest With Us button. That'll pop up the investor form. Fill that out, and we will reach back out to you as soon as we can. Or if you prefer a little bit more of a personal touch, you can reach out to me at gabe@therealestateinvestingclub.com. So really, that is it. Again, it was a pleasure hanging out with you guys during this episode, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.